Robert Joyce is an automotive engineer, at present serving as Executive Director, Product Creation and Delivery of Jaguar Land Rover. He's also been on JLR's main board for the past 10 years, and so contributes on 2 levels to the immense success of Jaguar Land Rover, which last year achieved an annual profit of £2.5 billion and continued to play a major role in the UK manufacturing sector. Beyond his immediate employment, Bob Joyce, as he is known, is a leading figure in the renaissance of the UK automotive industry. Bob read engineering at University of Leicester in the 1970s, when our engineering science degree, championed by Professor Douglas McClellan, was a relatively unusual feature of the higher education landscape. It was designed to give engineers a broad knowledge of the science of engineering in their first year before they entered a specialism in their second year, and to produce engineers whose knowledge of science would take them to the top of the profession. Bob Joyce is a triumphant one-man vindication of Professor McClellan's vision. He came to us as a brilliant pupil of Chichester High School for Boys, where he was head boy and achieved A grades in all his A-levels. He chose to specialize in mechanical engineering, and in his final year, he was awarded the Institute of Mechanical Engineering Prize for Most Outstanding Third-Year Dissertation on the influence of energizer content on the case hardening of steels. He was greatly influenced by the support and mentoring of his tutor, Ronald Maxwell. It was already apparent that this was a graduate who was going to have a very distinguished career. On graduating, Bob worked on petrol and diesel engine technology development with Ricardo Consulting Engineers. He made his mark there by designing a complex simulation computer program to predict mononitrogen oxide emissions from a natural gas engine. After 5 years at Ricardo, Bob moved to the US, where he joined the engines division of Dresser Industries. There, his powerful combination of engineering and leadership skills enabled him to lead a team developing lean burn engines, which are engines that use less fuel and emit fewer unburned hydrocarbons and greenhouse gases. In the course of his work there, Bob registered several original technologies with personal patents. The principal engine that he developed there is still in volume production more than 25 years later and has been a great commercial success. Having launched this engine and endured many harsh winters in Wisconsin, Bob returned to the UK in 1988, where he joined the Rover Group and assumed responsibility for the development of the innovative K-series engine. When Rover was taken over by BMW, Bob oversaw the development of the new Mini, which became a huge success. In 2001, he moved to Jaguar Land Rover, which was then in Ford ownership. There, he has led the development of the group's complete range of new vehicles, including the Range Rover, the Discovery 4, the Range Rover Sport, the Freelander 2, the Jaguar XK, XF, and XJ models. These vehicles have in common a huge range of innovative engineering technologies, and that is the mark of Bob Joyce's innovative mind. Now under Tata ownership, Jaguar Land Rover's model range has been the source of investment and employment opportunities and of phenomenal growth, including the Evoque, the new Discovery Sport, and Jaguar XE, the new XF, and the recently announced F-Pace, which was seen a few weeks ago by some 2 billion TV viewers when it supported the first stage of the Tour de France in Utrecht. Bob Joyce lies at the heart of that success. He has also become a champion for the sector and has been highly vocal as a champion of UK engineering design and development. In March 2014, our colleague, Professor Helen Atkinson, invited Bob Joyce to give the annual industry lecture in the Department of Engineering. Bob was delighted to return to the university and gave a sparkling lecture entitled Developing the Next Generation of Luxurious and Sporting Vehicles for a Sustainable World to more than 200 attendees, including alumni, staff, students, and members of the public. His interest in advanced vehicle technology and leadership of the automotive industry in this respect fits closely with this university's developing profile in this area. Bob Joyce's standing in the world of automotive science has been recognized by a fellowship of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers and more recently by election to a fellowship of the Royal Academy of Engineers. This academy is the engineering equivalent of the Royal Society, and its fellowship is the UK's highest honour for an engineer. Bob is the first of our graduates to achieve this honour through the industrial route. He was also published in the Debrett's 2015 Top 500 Most Influential People in the UK. To all of this, we should now like to add our own honour in recognition of a graduate of whom we are immensely proud. Mr. Chancellor, on the authority of the Senate and the Council, I present to you Robert Joyce, that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Science.
Well done, Rob. What a terrific set of achievements. No, we're really pleased to be able to give it to you.
Well, you'll be glad to see my speeches on that, which is probably going to be even more difficult to do because at my age I need glasses. Chancellor, President, Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, honoured guests, thank you so much for letting me have the opportunity to stand here. 36 years ago today, I was sitting there. My mum, dad, and my wife, or now wife, we weren't married at the time, were sitting up there. My kids are now going through the same process you're all doing. Some have graduated too, one is just about to graduate. I know how immensely proud those parents are. Yeah? Even more bizarre, because I know you've worked very hard, sometimes you have a little chance to socialise. I saw 3 concerts in this hall. I saw Dire Straits up there, first time ever, Mark Knopfler. I saw Meatloaf up there, first time ever on there. And for some bizarre reason, I saw Chris de Burgh up there. I guess 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Let me just talk about how proud I am to be here. I love engineering, and I thank you very much for the accolade there on my history. But I was triggered when I came to Leicester University. I remember I didn't know what I wanted to do. My school said, well, you better go to university. I said, what should I do? I used to have a motorcycle. I kept on taking it apart, rebuilding it the wrong way. I started to learn that if you rebuild it the wrong way, it costs you money and time and it doesn't work. Ronald Maxwell, who actually was my tutor here, sort of said, well, why don't you go to university? Well, what do I want to do? Engineering. And I came to here on this very important course, which was a mixed course. Because I didn't know, I was actually probably going to be a civil engineer when I started. As it was, I became mechanical. My final year project was a special project. I've been back to the labs today, where I looked at the catalyst contact on something about carburizing and case hardening of steels, very old tech really. But I remember I discovered something. It was only a very small thing, but British Steel said, wow, that can save us some money. And it sort of triggered me and why engineering and science is so darn important. It is the lifeblood of this country, of the society we live in. As a career, it is immensely satisfying. Trust me, I have had great satisfaction in my career because every day you work on a project or an item and you learn something. Even today, having had all the years of industry experience, I learned something, and it's fantastic to learn something. So, anyone involved with the subject matters, geology, science, technology, you're going to make progress and enjoy it. I would like to just talk about the next generation. You are vital. The problems this society has to live with and manage, global warming, sustainability, food, water, resources, they are not, and I think I can allow to say that in the audience today, they're not fixed by accountants, or lawyers, yeah, or business management. They're fixed by scientists, researchers, physicists, mathematicians, who can actually help us. As we also said in the very first speech, we don't understand all what's going on. There's so much to learn. So enjoy your career. As you go forward, I'd only say a couple of three key tips. Yeah. Always challenge yourself. Never accept mediocrity. I never accept mediocrity for the people who work for me. That's one of our deals. You know, I want their best. But it moves everyone forward. Nobody wants to be average. Please always challenge. You've done that today. You showed how good you are by being here and receiving your awards. Take risks. Take the opportunities. I've been encouraged to take jobs on that I really didn't want to do. It's broadened me, it's helped me. I've been encouraged to travel, to do things that I really took me out of my comfort zone. Very rarely did I take something on that I regretted. And if I did, I learned from it and I moved somewhere else. And last but not least, enjoy it. If you're enjoying what you do in your future, you will have a great career and you'll make a difference. Good luck. Thank you.